Today I'm going to be talking to you about a grow light. This video is sponsored, but thank you so much for trusting me in doing a product review and bringing it to my lettuce heads. Now, when I unboxed this, I was quite surprised. It is very significant in weight, but when I weighed it, it was only 3 pounds. Considering a lot of my other grow lights pretty much weigh nothing, it was a little bit of a shock that it had that much weight. And when I plugged it in, which I will show you in just a little bit, it is so super bright. I have not had a grow light this bright before, and it puts off actually quite a bit of heat. There are a bunch of white LED lights and some red LED lights. Now there are 2 rows of 5 red and the rest are all white. So you're going to get a full spectrum of sunlight from this, but for the beginner, I don't really get too deep into all of the spectrums of the lights. One specification I do want to bring to the beginner's attention is the heat that it puts out. Now this is really good for growing and starting seedlings and getting them to germinate. So keeping that light really nice and close and getting that warmth is really good to quickly speed up the germination process. It has a working temperature, it says in here, of 68 degrees to 104 degrees, but it has this really nice aluminum plating all the way around that they say is a heat dispenser. So it doesn't have any internal fans, it's not noisy, it's super quiet when you plug it in. There is absolutely no sound to this whatsoever. You're gonna wanna make note that the plug is a 3-prong, it's a really heavy duty cord, and right now for this sake of the video, I have it plugged into a big garage extension cord, or you're gonna wanna plug this right directly into a wall, maybe a surge protector. Make sure you're taking care of it when you're plugging it in because it is such a beast just on its own. One of the other really cool things that I noticed right away is that it has some plugs. They actually look like an old telephone cord jack for those of you that still have a working telephone in your home. And what that is an RJ14 cable plug. Now it did not come with the RJ14 cable, so it's probably something that you would have to get if you want to utilize those plugs. So what do those plugs do? They allow you to plug more than one unit into each other. And with the controls on the front, it's gonna work your multiple systems. This actually runs a 3-foot by 3-foot growing area, which is pretty good if you're using it to start some seeds, or if you're using it on one big monster like pepper plant or some tomato plants. Now, the LED grow lights are Samsung LM301 diodes. Again, if that means anything to you, I'm throwing those numbers out. But as a beginner, all I care about is if it plugs in, if it turns on, and what kind of light I get. It's probably going to be blinding out the camera, but I want you guys to see the full capacity of this light. So we're at 25%. Now we're going to a 50%. Now we're going to a 75%. And now we're going to 100. This thing kicks off so much light, I can't even believe it. It is probably, or not probably, the brightest light I have owned. And it's already starting to heat up on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut that back off. You do get a mounting kit with it, which I absolutely love, so let's talk about that. So you can take these off the nice little hook that they are all organized on, and each one of these are going to clip into the corner. Now, while I'm clipping on the last 2, I do want to mention that this comes with a 5-year warranty. Once your cables are attached to the corners, you're going to receive these pulleys. And each of your little clips or your rings are going to connect to the latch hook on the end. So it will hang at any level that you want it to. Now, how do you adjust the levels? Okay, great question. Well, when you start, you're gonna want them to be very low over top of those seedlings. It is a simple pulley system with a release lever. Once you need to start bringing that light up in height, you just ratchet to where you need it to be. Once these are ratcheted in place, and this is the side that's hooked on your shelf, it is locked in. So even though it's only about 3 to 3.5 pounds, you have a really good pulley system on here that's not going to go anywhere. It will take some work to get this mounted and hanging where you want it to be, but once you do and you have this sucker kicked on, this is going to be giving you a monster amount of light for any of your plants. I mean, it's going out half of my studio area here for the light. So it's 100 watts, but because it's LED, it's gonna be more energy efficient. That's one of my favorite things that I use. Pretty much everything that I have in this growing area is LED. Now, this light company was so amazing when I was talking to them. I had much communication back and forth, and I got you guys a 5% off coupon code to use on Amazon. These do run a little bit higher in price. They are not going to be the $20 or $40 Amazon lights that I have reviewed before, but there is a massive quality difference. You can feel it, you can see it. Check out this video right over here and hit that subscribe button to become a part of the lettuce head community, and we will see you on the next one.